morning, 9 a.m., March 9, 2015, Wilson County Commissioner Court, now in order. We'll have prepared by Pastor Kelly Tankersley of the St. John's Lutheran Church, Fort Texas.
Let us pray. O God, by whom your people are guided in judgment, enable us in all our doubts and uncertainties to ask what you would have us to do, that the Spirit of wisdom may save us from all false choices, that in your light we may see light, and in your straight path may we not stumble. You have bound us together in a common life. Help us in the midst of our struggles to confront one another without hatred or bitterness, and to work together with mutual forbearance and respect. Most loving Father, you want us to give thanks for all things, to fear nothing except losing you, and to lay all our cares on you, knowing that you care for us. Protect us from the faithless fears and worldly anxieties, and grant that no clouds in this mortal life may hide us from the light of your immortal love. And it's in your precious and holy name that we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, no public comments, I can see that. No public comment. Okay. Certificates of completion.
Yes, I have some this morning. And some of them have those certificates on them.
Much. Okay, Texas State Library and Archives Commission, certificate of course completion, Nikki Store, has completed the course Public Library Technology Plans Made Easy, February 24th, 2015. Okay, County Judges and Commissioners Association of Texas Commissioners Education Certificate of Completion issued to certify that Larry Wiley, Wilson County Commissioner, has successfully completed the continuing education provisions of Article 81.0025 of the Texas Local Government Code. Okay, County Judges and Commissioners Association of Texas Commissioners Education Certificate of Completion is to certify that Paul Fowle, Wilson County Commissioner, has successfully completed the continued education provisions of Article 81.0025 of the Texas Local Government Code. Is that it?
That's it.
That I missed here. Okay.
I think you
These have already done.
Yes, I think they were just attached to be recorded.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You don't have to accept those, do you?
No.
Okay, this is number 5, approved bonds of Olga M. Marrero, Wilson County Tax Assessor Collector.
I have them here, Judge, if you would like to sign them immediately after the meeting.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Fowle, second by Commissioner Gomez. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Will they mark for the sign, or I guess I'll just wait till it's over with.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Number 6, extensions activity report. This handouts.
I have handed those out, Judge, to everyone.
Anybody have a chance to review them?
Greg, I'd like to make a comment that Brian Davis, extension agent, father who passed away. So happened to see him, keeping me in all thoughts and prayers. His funeral was this past Saturday.
Commissioners Court extends its condolences. Anything on this we have to accept? Okay, number 7, public hearings. Okay, on courthouse annex 1, 2, 3, updates, comments, and questions.
You guys know the sign sheet?
There's nothing there, but I didn't know if Lindsay was gonna make it or not. Sure. I guess he's not. Okay, number 8, Richfield Jackson County Judge discuss take action on rescheduling Monday, May 25th, Commissioners Court meeting. Monday, May 25th is Memorial Day.
No, it was the 26th on Tuesday.
1/26 is Tuesday.
That works for me.
Anybody have any objections to that? We have a motion? Motion to change it from Monday 25th to Monday 26th by Commissioner Gomez.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Wiley. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, number 9, Richard L. Jackson County Judge, Public Information, ACOG Weatherization Services. Okay, this is something that I have been noticing when I go to the ACOG meetings, that money that's available to some residents of Wilson County, I just wanted to make it public that maybe somebody can come out and take advantage of this. Okay, this was put in the paper by Richard Kaiser, our Veterans Administration person next door. Attention Wilson County residents. Alamo Area Council of Governments has grant money available to Wilson County residents and veterans living in homes that need weatherization assistance. This program is available to individuals or families. Qualification for weatherization services is a 3-step process. The applicant's total household income must meet federal income eligibility requirements. The 2014 federal poverty level is used to identify the funding source for your household qualifiers. Okay. The applicant must be a U.S. citizen or show proof of eligibility, resident alien status to receive federal benefits. The home must be structurally sound. No major roof repairs, plumbing leaks, foundation problems, faulty electrical wiring, or similar structural issues. We encourage you to apply. The measures you could receive are new or additional insulation, new gas water heaters, space heaters, HVAC or window air conditioning units, replacement or repair of broken windows or storm windows, weather stripping and caulking for leakage control areas. For further information, call the numbers 210-362-5282 or 800-749-2010. This was in the paper last week, or this week, I guess, coming up.
The more attention that gets, the more citizens will become
Yes,
aware.
I'd like to
May
make
I
as
have that copy?
many people aware of this as we can. People that are available, this could be handy for them.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can we get copies of that?
Certainly. Right after the meeting, I'll make a
Okay, number 9, Wichita Jackson County Judge, Public, number 10, Paul Fowle, Commissioner 2. Okay, Mr. Conley, discuss, take action on County Road 225.
I don't think Mr. Tommy here.
No action taken. Okay, number 11, Ricky Story, Librarian, discuss and take action on closing the library Wednesday, April 15th, for library staff to attend Texas Library Association Conference in Austin, Texas. Yes, ma'am.
That's it all.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Morales. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Any opposed? You can also get your income taxes done on that day too. Okay. Number 12, Richfield Jackson County Judge, presentation of audit from Bayer and Company. Okay. Mr. Wayne Bayer.
Y'all might have to sit here.
Have a seat.
Wearing a black suit like we're in trouble.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Let's just go through the report first, and we'll turn to pages 1 and 2. In the report. On pages 1 and 2 is our opinion letter, and this is an unqualified opinion, which means basically that we didn't qualify in any manner, or that reasons, there's many reasons you can qualify, and that we were provided all the information that we requested to examine. If you look on page 1 in that first paragraph, it says our responsibility is to express opinions on these financial statements based on our audit. We conducted our audit in accordance with auditing standards generally accepted in the United States of America. And what that means is that we are given rules and procedures we must abide by when we perform an audit, and we're stating here that we did follow those rules and procedures. Next, if you would, turn over to page 17 and 18 in the report. This is the general fund, kind of a bird's eye view of what happened in the general fund last year. And I must state that I was over here last week, was it Thursday or Friday? Thursday, yes. And I met with the judge and county auditor, and we went through this report. On page, this is the general fund. The second column on each page is your final amended budget. The third column is your actual income and expense numbers. And then that last column is your budget variance column. That last column has brackets around it. That means it's unfavorable variance. If it doesn't have brackets, it's favorable. So if we look at the top of page 17, under in your revenues there, and you see that your budgeted revenues last year in general fund was $11,237,000. You actually brought in $11,572,000, so you exceeded your budget by $335,675. And then below that are your expenditures. You can see they're broken down by different departments in the general fund. And on page 18 at the top, your total budget expenditures were $11,283,000, or $262,000. Just put my glasses on. You actually spent $10,836,000, so you came in under budget. Overall, in your general fund, about $426,000. And if you look at all the different departments in that last column, you don't see many figures and bracketed numbers. Most all your departments came in under budget. On page 18, in that third column at the bottom there, it has fund balances ending, fund balance beginning, and then it has net changes in fund balance. The overall increase in the general fund last year from beginning to end was $730,391. You started the year up with a reserve of $4.1 million, and you ended the year with a reserve of $4.836 million. And if you compare that with your expenditures last year of $10,800,000, you probably have about, I'd say 40%, 45% coverage or any reserve, which equates out to about a 5-month reserve at year's end, accrued reserve. You generally like to have at least 3-month reserve for better.
So we look pretty good.
Oh yeah, really good budget management. Excellent budget management. And then, just flip here around a little bit. We turn over to page number, page number 47 in the report. Are the Road and Bridge Fund. And you all can kind of look at your respective precincts. First column is precinct 1, second 2, and precinct 2, and so forth. And at the very bottom, where it says fund balance is ending, that's your ending reserve in those funds. And you can kind of see, I think every precinct has at least 25% ending reserve in their funds. Overall, look at that last column at the bottom there. Overall, your ending reserves, all the road and bridge funds, is $1.552 million, which if you compare that with your expenditures last year, it comes out to about 33%, a little bit under 33%. So again, it's over 25% coverage. And then if you flip over a couple of pages, pages 50 and 51, these are all your remaining funds in county. These are just, there's really nothing to talk about here. You kind of start on page 50 at the bottom and work from left to right and kind of see what the reserve for all these different funds do. One that kind of jumps out at me, I guess, is on page 51. That third column from the left is your library fund, and at the end of the year, it had a reserve of $185,000. Good reserve for that. And a couple more things here in the report. On page number 15, we turn back to page 15, in that third column is your courthouse restoration fund. And there, if you look down towards the bottom where it says bond proceeds, that's where you sold your bond last year, $8.5 million. And then if you look up above that, about 4 or 5 lines, you had, it says capital outlay and other, that was your expenditures last year for that restoration, $365,000. So look at the very bottom of that third column, your ending balance was $8.1 million. So going into this year. And one other item is over on page number 39. On page 39 is a summary of your debt, the debt of the county. The debt of the county, and if you look in that fourth column, your total debt at the end of the year was $9,080,000. And that's made up of that bond we just talked about. Also, you had some capital leases, and then you had something called compensated absences, which is accrued but not yet taken vacation pay. So that's what the accrual, the amount was at the end of the year that had accrued, not yet been taken. So that's $9 million. Overall, I think the county's in excellent financial condition. Let's just look at this letter real quick, and then I'll say a couple other things. These are our management letter comments. Tax office, we know that a record is not being kept of outstanding credit card transactions at the end of each month. We know that the tax office underpaid the county sales tax commissions in the amount of $89,349.57 for the month of March 2014. And then finding number 3, we noted that there was a cash deficit in the amount of $8,175.55 in the tax collector auto account. So we had actually a cash deficit, which probably was years and years and years and years of in and outs. Page 2, Sheriff's Office. There's a cash bond account that has unknown excess money. We just recommend that go in and be identified. And if you can't identify, just put it into the general fund. If you can actually identify those amounts in there, then that would have to be achieved to the state. Number 2, we know that the Sheriff's Office does not remit reports to the county auditor and our county treasurer. We recommend that the Sheriff's Office remit monthly reports to the county auditor. Treasurer's Office, we noted that the Sheriff's Office September 2014 fines and fees were posted in the general ledger on August 1st of 2014, and respect to receipt number 47-388 was dated August 1st, 2014. This is like for September fines and fees, so I'm not sure what happened there. We do not have an internal control letter. Probably about the last 10 years, we're required to issue an internal control letter if we see that there's some control issues in the county. There are none here. I have to say that I think that Wilson County has I have to say that the county auditor does an excellent job. I think your county auditor is very proactive, and and that he does what a county auditor needs to do, is kind of look into things and audit things, and you have that. He didn't know I was gonna say this, but I think that your county auditor does an excellent job, and that I think the county overall has good internal control, and that I feel like the law, this county auditor that you have will always see to it that you do, and that's all I have.
Thank you.
So overall, we're in pretty good shape.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Judge, I need a motion to
Okay, need a
accept.
motion to accept the audit. Motion by Commissioner Down, second by Commissioner Wiley, all in favor? Any opposed? Carried. Okay, and B, discuss and take action to pay audit bill. We get one?
Yes, sir. It's in part of our bills.
What's that?
It's part of the bills that will be presented.
Okay, so we
later
can
on.
wait till the end of the.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, 13, Larry Wiley, Commissioner Precinct 4, review, approve, and purchase of a Volvo SD 100D smooth drum vibratory saw compactor for Precinct 4 through the buy board for $44,617.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Commissioner Wiley, second by Commissioner Rouse, all in favor? All opposed? Okay, we just bought us a vibratory saw compactor. Okay, 14, Paul Fall, Commissioner Precinct 2, discuss and take action on the health department in regards to city of Floresville.
Judge, I make a motion, we go into executive session to discuss the issues,
And what number, what exception?
personnel and with the contract. I've talked with Dana about this already.
And she okay then? Okay,
She's the one time put it on the agenda.
okay. I don't, there's no personnel, there's nobody's name
That's what,
listed, so it can't be personnel.
Or you can get the name.
Of course you can. You have to.
I discussed this with the county attorney Friday.
And she said you could go under personnel. Okay.
Because it's on our contract, we have a
Okay.
contract with the city of Fort.
Well, contracts, okay. If she said so, but I don't, I don't agree, but that's okay.
okay, what section of the government code allows us to go into the executive session for that? Do we have the government code with us?
It should be somewhere between
Some less.
551.01 through 551.076.
Oh, I see that, but which one?
But I don't know which one pertains to it, but it would be in that section I
Need
need
to
to
section?
that.
Okay, if you're saying personnel, there's not one for contracts. Personnel would be, let's see, 551.102, and then whoever it is that's going to be discussed has a right to have it discussed in open session, which is why you're supposed to put their name on it.
Okay. 551.102 states what? I mean, I don't know anything about what we're doing, so I don't know what we're going into executive session for.
That's the section for personnel matters. Commissioners Court may discuss personnel matters in a closed meeting under certain specific circumstances. The discussion may include the appointment, evaluation, duties, discipline of a county employee. The purpose of the exception is to permit a governmental body to preserve the reputation of a public employee. The exception does not take it out of the employee's hands to have it in a public meeting if the employee chooses.
Okay? So the employee has a right to have it in a public meeting? And I guess we should name the employee, but the employee may not be here.
But what about the contract? Can we discuss the contract? We can't go into executive session for that also?
No, there's no exception.
And I would suggest, unless this is something that's critical from a time standpoint, that we delay it to the next time and get it listed.
I mean, she
In
told
the
me,
proper format.
she told me we were legal.
Okay, I mean, I just,
That's what she told me.
okay, okay.
And she wanted to know who was gonna be behind closed doors, and I told her, and she said she was fine, and she wanted to be here.
Well, that's, that's fine if that's what she said.
Okay, but before we go into executive session, I wanna know what we're gonna be, what's gonna, not necessarily what we're gonna discuss, but what's gonna be brought up
Right.
in there.
And I don't know.
There's issues between the health department and inspections with the city of Fort.
Okay, that's contractual.
Okay.
Okay, that doesn't go into executive session.
Mhm.
But it has to do with personnel.
Our personnel?
Yeah.
Well, I ask again, is it so time sensitive that we couldn't put it on the next agenda and name the person on a formal agenda? Or is it something that,
I think we need to take action, or at least get this out as soon as possible.
Well, does the person know?
Yep.
Well, have you asked them if they want to have it in public or
He's sitting right there.
what?
Okay, and the person is?
Well, it's Edwin's department.
Okay, so the person is Edwin Baker? Okay, and this is gonna be personnel, they're not contractual,
Well, it's both, technically.
okay? He has you wanna have it in executive, now, I'm still not convinced that we need to go in executive session if it's gonna be any near contractual. If it's got something to do with the city of Floresville also, then that's
It's an
something to do
existing
with the
contract, Judge, not a negotiation of a contract.
It's
This
what?
is an existing contract. In other words, it's not a negotiation for a contract like part of the reason you go into executive session.
would you like to do it in executive session or an open court?
It doesn't matter to me, and to me, it's about the contract. I didn't know it was personal. I'm not gonna do the personal side of it today, because I didn't know it was personal. If it's personal, then, I need to find out what it's about, other than the contract. I was told it was about the contract.
Okay. If it's gonna be contractual, I don't see any reason we need to go into executive session. We can discuss, like I said, the contractual part of it today, and if we have to go into, we can do it again next Commissioners Court meeting.
Did you bring the contract, because she was supposed to bring the actual contract?
Do you have it with
I
them?
got it on here.
I don't have it.
Well, let's just go ahead and discuss it, the agenda open to the public, so
Yeah, I don't see,
I don't see no issue with that.
I agree with you, Commissioner.
Okay, what have we got that we're discussing on the contract?
I don't know.
The city manager has some complaints, and this is what,
I just have a copy here.
First of all, I want to say that I want to thank the county for sitting down and coming together. It's been a while since we've had this going back and forth. I know since I got here, I haven't had inspections since, a number of years in reference to that. One of the key things, I think, when we started with Mr. Baker was the reason why we fell out of good graces with, we being the city of Floresville, fell out of good graces with the county, was that they wouldn't do the enforcement that they needed to do. So they would go do the inspections and the city wouldn't close them down and do the enforcement. And so I promised him I would be able to do that. I'm just having a little problem with the communications going back and forth, and we're hoping that we can just help, so we can all be on the same page. One of our major concerns, and they just outlined it, was actually what came up with Sonic. Just recently, Sonic had an inspection and got an 86 or something like that, and I to that. But then days later, we got completed the inspection this month or something. They got, an 82, which is passing. But days later, we got a letter saying that they need to close them down within 24 hours because of some health concerns around to that. My major concern is that we want to stand behind your inspections, we want to say close them down, we're going to close them down, but they can't pass on one day and then come on the next day. So the consistency, we need to do that, because our attorney's ready to do whatever we need to do to close it down, but we're not gonna have much of a leg to stand on if we pass them the day before. So, that, we also have complaints in reference to food poisoning, complaint at the Tasty Buffet.
Get to work.
Tasty Buffet. And we Chinese buffet. So we're really trying to just try to lock it down to get it going. And so I didn't know if there was a better way to do it. You see the letter dated February 20th, I'm trying to pack a whole lot of stuff to say I'm gonna give you. On February 19th, 2015, I was conducting an inspection. My inspector came by and then they said we agreed that the staff should be closed within 24 hours. That's on February 20th. But the inspection,
The what would be closed within 24 hours?
the establishment,
Oh,
And which one is this?
Sonic. So on the 19th, they inspected it, gave it an 82. On the 20th, they told us later that they needed to close in 24 hours. So that's the letter saying, on the 20th, we need to shut down within 24 hours because of some of the issues over the inspection. But, they gave it an inspection of 82 on the 19th.
What page is the 82 on? So that's all Sonic? This is Sonic Drive-In?
Is it the one dated 2/19?
219, yeah.
Oh, 1019?
219.
It's like the third or fourth one from the top there. I assume.
Well, one of them says a Sonic, but it doesn't.
The 20th.
Here's the name, okay.
So on the 19th, they got an 82, which is passing. And then on the 20th, they would have sent a letter saying that we would close them down.
Who sent that letter?
Right here.
Your county, your department sent it.
Wasn't County Public Health. There's no page number, it's just
I'm sorry, these pages, I just, that's definitely. So those are the concerns that we have, because we're ready to do the enforcement that we need to be able to do, but I'm not gonna have much enforcement if of
You
when
get
they
an
pass.
82% one day and a closure, a letter for closure the next.
Okay, what's this? Sonic Drive-In 220, it says 96%.
So they were inspecting on different times, and so if somebody was that bad, that they had rodents and actually a pest control problem, they would have been visible on those days as well. One of the main reasons why we actually need to have this contract is our grease trap issue. TCQ actually had the city to, one of the things we had to do was to enforce our grease trap ordinance. We have an ordinance, we just didn't enforce it. So we're using county as a third party. We told TCQ we're gonna use them to go out and verify. So it's really important for everybody to talk about grease trap, especially along the area. I know football season, about the least, right there by the high school, we're always having to shut down. We're having problems with that one because of all the grease. People are literally putting grease into the trap rather than, disposing of a property. That is a key thing we need them to put on the inspection plan. So I'm just asking for some additional help and direction as to what we can do to communicate better. That was what the purpose of this.
Okay, that's what we're needing, just communication.
How long have we,
It's brand new program. We've been doing it since January.
so the contract's new, so it's just,
It's brand new. It's brand new. I mean, it's new for me and my staff. I'm quite sure, and you've hired some new staff. We started around Peanut Festival time. We need to pay you. We need you all to invoice us so that we can pay you. For the inspection that happened during Peanut Festival, that would have been last year, but also we just started January inspecting all of our new businesses. But we needed to talk about it early on because we need to be able to get it straight, because.
Have you spoke with Mr. Baker to get this?
Yes, we have, and it's Jeff's email. the day of, the day after, you've spoken several times, so I'm just asking for some assistance in reference to bring home the importance for the city, for us to be able to stand behind these inspections and go to court if we have to, or close down the establishment if we have to.
So the letter, the thing that I heard that is confusing to me is the issue with Sonic, where there was an 82% one day and 90%, I thought like the next day.
96%.
But you said there was a letter closing them down, and that was under whose signature?
That was under a county signature, it's in the packet that you did, just say that within 24 hours, you have to.
It's on our letterhead, but I don't see a signature.
Look on the back.
On the back? Okay.
What do you know about the details?
I'd have to see what document you have.
I mean, that's the letter.
I know the detail ones. CJ, by the way, is a city employee, is a code enforcement officer. As soon as the inspector walked in there and saw what they saw, they immediately called the city, notifying them that it was not a good thing. And when the city employee made the location, she went and did the rest of it. You look at that inspection report and you'll see the points that are taken off. This is a common inspection report. I think that belongs to the city of Floresville, but it's a common inspection report throughout the state of Texas. In fact, I think it originated from Department of State Health Services. It only allows so many points to be taken off for different things, different violations or problems. The problem was water on the floor. I'm not gonna get into point scores on there, because of, I wasn't there. That's a snapshot in time. That is what is happening right then and there. But I guarantee you, we can go to the cleanest restaurant in Wilson County at times whenever you couldn't find a violation unless you planted one. And you can go in there another day at a different time and you'll see a whole different restaurant. That's just the way the inspection business is. Same thing with fire inspections. One day their extinguishers are up to date, the next day they're not. When we do these inspections, they are allowed to take off whatever points are on that report. Anything above and beyond that, we have to sit down and talk about it, and that's where this was about correcting a problem. It wasn't about a score, it was about correcting the problem. Our goal is not to shut the restaurants or businesses down. Our goal is to bring them within compliance to where they're serving safe food to the public. Now, I can tell you with Floresville, it's gonna be a challenge. We haven't done inspection, nobody's done inspection here for 4 or 5 years. So they've been on their own doing what they want to. It has been a challenge. We've been working real hard to try to accommodate protecting the public here, but we can't forget about our other jobs that we have to do. We don't have any problems with the city of Floresville, city of Polk. We have complaints at city of Stockdale, city of Polk. We do both of those. We have complaints, we address them, we're done. We want them to come into compliance. Our job is not to shut them down. Our job is to try to get them to where they're doing the public, not doing the public anymore.
But what was the letters in, for a shutdown?
Still trying to figure it out.
That's what I understand,
It says, in the letter, it says that they were conducting an inspection at Sonic. During the inspection, they found I asked the employee how long the water had been standing, and I was told that there had been a leak in the floor for about a month. Now, remember, we do 2 inspections a year, or complaints. I contacted the city of Floresville, compliance inspector came out and advised her of the situation. We did a walkthrough, told that together with the manager and advised the manager of possible violation. We also agreed to give the establishment 24 hours to get everything cleaned up. I will do where does it say shut down in? I don't see it.
well, that's right.
It says we'll do a reinspection, that's what we do.
trying.
There's nothing in there about shutting the business
But
down.
in the conversations that we had between your department and ours, that was their goal, if they didn't clean up in 24 hours. They were there not only just for health inspection, but they were there because we had a complaint of insects somebody received in their drink.
Okay, who was the one?
Inspection, it says dead insects on the ice machine. is what it says in the inspection. I mean,
What's the date of that inspection?
the 19th.
This letter was started, I approved this letter whenever she gave it to me. I looked through it, made sure everything was factual. And, but I don't know where, I mean, we have had conversations, but I don't think we've had a conversation, and we've even talked to each other in 2 months. It's been quite a while. I mean, we got a new inspector, we got a contract with the city, which doubled our caseload, and, our inspection load, and we're trying to get, things cleaned up the way they're supposed to.
Who was the person that mentioned a shutdown or anything? Because it says here, 24 hours to clear up for CJ on the inspection on the 19th.
Was that Kristen,
No,
who did the inspection?
she did, but she didn't say anything about shutting it down. There's nothing in here about shutting it
No,
down.
but I'm saying if they called in the phone or I don't know.
Well, they could be shut down, that's not up to us, but that's always a possibility. It has to do with the way you say it.
Well, that's what I'm, that's what we're trying to figure out.
There's always a possibility, I can't shut a business
Right.
down, I don't have the permit. The city has the permit, and that's the reason CJ was called out there, was to, see if this is something we need to do differently, or something that we need to handle differently.
Are there other kind of repercussions if there are mistakes other than shutting down? There's lesser.
Sure, just more busy,
Yeah.
you just
okay.
keep going back, I mean,
Okay.
she said she's doing an inspection the 20th.
Okay.
Who was the person that threatened the shutdown?
I haven't got a clue, I don't know where that came from.
The threat is that, would you say you give them 24, you be back in 24 hours? The discussion was that if it wasn't cleaned up, if it wasn't improvement, then they would say that the city would require to shut them down. We're prepared to shut them down. But you
Okay.
have to remember that they would have had an inspection, and so as I go to court, I need to prepare myself. If they're that bad and you have dead insects, then don't give them a passing grade. They shouldn't pass, because the first thing people are gonna say is that, how can you pass me on the 19th, and then come back on the 22nd and say I need to close down because I'm so
Does it
dead?
say how many points it's supposed to take off for dead insects?
It would be on there, I'm not familiar with that report, I know it's similar to the state report, but, I looked through there, one of the
It's got 3
other,
points for no evidence of insect contamination? Would that be it?
I don't know what did you say?
I mean,
All 3 points for insect
Yeah.
contamination? Yeah, that's something along the lines of.
okay.
Our big deal is the major food groups, which is your milk, your eggs, your poultry, your fish, and your meats. And if they are not, bought, stored, prepared, and cooked properly, we have them throw them out. That is a big step. There's been several instances where we've had people have to throw anything out, had to make these people throw stuff out because it's not suitable to serve to the public. And one of them was the food poisoning incident that Ms. Turner brought up, was that got called in to our office on Friday at 4 o'clock, a Friday at 4 o'clock, I don't remember which one. I called, the inspector said, get over there, see what's going on. She got there, she found some problems, she made them dispose of all the food product that was not being stored at the proper temperature, that's what they're supposed to do. She went through it, got the information about the report. Well, Monday I told her, I said, get on your report and get it done so we can get it into the city so they'll know what's going on there. Somewhere now along the line, this ended up coming to me on my cell phone. I don't take complaints for food restaurants on my cell phone. They're supposed to go through the city of Floresville, like procedures are, I think as per the contract. They go to the city of Floresville, the city of Floresville contacts us, and then we get on it. This particular incident happened the Wednesday before. We weren't notified till 4 p.m. on Friday evening. Sometime Monday, I'm gonna say lunch or afternoon or something, and I'm not positive that Monday wasn't a holiday. But anyway, we got on it as soon as we got back. Well, the concern was, through emails with the permit person with the city, was they didn't have a report. Well, my importance is to protect the public, not to make sure people get reports when they want them. I wanted to make sure that the bad food was thrown away, the people being served and whatever they're served is okay. And so that's what that was about. If y'all want me to change my policies, let me know and I'll change it, but I'm about protecting the public.
Okay, then, it seems that incident, I don't know, is that satisfactory on that incident? I'm gonna approach these things that you have on the front.
Okay, so,
Okay, about inconsistent reporting of the inspections, this is all that needs to be communications between you and the health office, or the city and the health office.
Actually, me.
Excuse me.
I want all communications to go through me, not through my inspector.
Okay, and what we need in the billing, where does this billed out of? Because.
Well, we don't
Mr.
have
Hunter
to
said
bill, it
hasn't been
says,
billed.
it doesn't say that in the contract. The contract says they'll pay us within 30 days of receipt of the funds. I think, in there.
Okay,
but
I mean, I sent Tom, didn't I send it to you, Tom?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm having a lot of problems with email, so I'm missing a whole week of email.
And the city manager made a point about the peanut festival. You had said you didn't bill the peanut festival yet, because you weren't sure of the right rate.
Yeah,
Is that correct?
I don't even remember what rate we had discussed the rate, Ms. Turner. Do you remember?
we need communications there
Yeah.
to where we can, if we need to
Well,
know
but
the rate, we need to talk to people.
Back to the contract does not say we are to invoice them.
Okay.
It doesn't say to invoice them?
No.
I can't pay
Yes,
unless
it
you
does.
invoice me.
It does.
The contract does?
Yes, me and Dana looked it over, that's why she was supposed to.
I read it,
sign the contract.
I read it, and all it says is they'll pay within 30 days of receipt of the money.
Yes.
But I can't
That's not
pay.
invoice.
How do you know, how do you know the
Okay.
dates on that invoice?
I don't have a problem invoicing, but, you know, we got a lot of stuff going on right now. We got rabies going on, we've had food poisoning
I
cases.
understand that, but the
We've
whole,
been busy.
the point I'm gonna say is, when, the whole point of adding that extra employee was for the inspections of the city of Florida. When we talked about the contract,
And that's what they're doing.
so we're not doing any extra work.
No, we are, 'cause
hired
they're
another
doing,
employee for this work.
they are doing the extra work because they're doing the rest of the county too.
That was our whole purpose of hiring the extra employee. When we did the budget.
Okay, Ms. Turner, what can we,
Okay, so that I can, because I'm going through my audit right now, so I need you to invoice me so I can pay. I can't pay without an invoice.
okay,
I will
we
email
will
in
be sure
reference
that you
to,
get invoiced to,
for the peanut festival that was last year,
Yes, ma'am.
and what we have going on right now in January, we'll collect it, so we can, you invoice me, I'll pay.
The contract that we have is, do we pay so much per inspection, or you pay so much per inspection?
No, per
or-
permit.
Per permit.
Per permit?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. I'm trying to get a feel for how we invoice. And so
Well, we collected, it actually started January 1, so we collected the fees in January 2015. And so we need to pay for all the restaurants that were inspected for January 2015. And then it's per permit in reference to peanut festival, so they had inspections for peanut festival. That was
Okay,
the
so
outdoor
it's
inspection.
permits for the peanut festival, and then it's per restaurant for the new year. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
And so we get so much as a flat fee per inspection,
No, per permit.
Per permit,
per permit?
which is 2 inspections per year, and then as complaints come in.
And I can see the importance of providing a list that says you made these inspections. Is that what you're asking for from the standpoint of an invoice?
Yes, we provided a list to the county, to Mr. Baker's office, say, here are all the people who paid. And then, these are all the, inspections, all the restaurants that we have, invoice us per that list, and then we can pay. But I need an invoice so I can pay.
Okay, I guess I'm still confused.
For example, if I have 115 restaurants, I sent you a list, say, yes, I have 115.
Okay, so if you send a list of 115, whatever the number is, restaurants, do we get a flat fee for all of that, and then we account, we let you know as we inspect them? Is that what?
Yes, you get a flat fee, and then as you inspect them, you say, this one's done, this one passed, you have issues with this one, that's ongoing.
But now you're saying the payment's not supposed to be made till the inspection's done? That's not
Payment
what
can be
the
done
contract.
within 30 days of the invoice, or 30 days of when we receive the money. Because
For
maybe a
the
restaurant,
permit.
for the permit, because maybe a restaurant opens up in the middle of the year, so
Well,
once they
just
open
when you
up.
said the city is the one who drafted the agreement, we didn't draft it.
Well, I understand. I'm just confused still a little as to if you're gonna do an invoice, do you do the invoice as you do the inspection, and then you're paid whatever your fee is, or do you pay for the 115 or whatever it is restaurants, you pay a flat fee to the county, and then the county lets you know as they do the inspections.
Correct.
Okay, and then, I guess my question would be, why would we need to do an invoice if you have 115 restaurants and we don't, and why,
Because I gave you the list and said, here are all mine, here are all of them I have in here.
okay,
Here are all my restaurants I have, I gave you the list. I already told you I know how many.
okay.
And you'd say, okay, now then, you owe me X amount of dollars, because I have to pay off the invoice, you can ask your auditor, I have to pay off the invoice, even though I already know how much the amount is, I already know what I owe you.
Oh, okay.
I just
Well,
need,
she needs an invoice generated.
yes.
So it's not, I understand now, it's not something, the inspection group don't have to, they don't have to put together an invoice each time, it's a one-time-a-year invoice, which probably, I don't know, maybe that might come out of your office, I don't know where it would come from. But it's not something that they're doing.
But what she needs, if they collect from 115 restaurants, let's say, but we only do the inspection on 50, that's what they need an invoice for. They're gonna pay us for the 50 restaurants that.
No,
Okay.
No,
No, it's for all.
it's the whole.
no,
I'm gonna pay for all 115, because if they don't, if I give you a list of 115, and they don't pay that fee, and they don't operate, then I can shut them down, they
No,
can't.
but we gotta do the inspection on it, right?
Goodwill, I trust you, you're gonna do the inspection on
We
everybody.
trust.
no, so, well,
That's what it says in the
all
agreement.
they're requiring is one invoice
Right.
that probably should be,
Who was the list of permits submitted to?
Mr. Vickers.
Do you still have them?
Oh, I'm sure we got them somewhere.
Okay, we need to submit that list.
You resubmit it to me?
Yeah, it needs to go to Tom.
To the-
I thought it was for us to have information to inspect with. And what I've been sending Tom is every restaurant that we inspect that month.
Okay, but we're not getting paid on that, we're getting paid on the list, number of permits.
That's
So
fine
we
with me.
need that submitted to our
Right,
county auditor,
Right.
and then the county auditors.
yeah, I'll put it on letterhead. What about the peanut festival, how do we invoice that?
Is that part of this list?
Separate?
no, it's separate.
Separate,
It's
but I can
separate?
send you, say these are how many inspections,
Okay.
how many permits, because it's like a permit. How many
So did
permits.
you just need an invoice for that also?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And is it the same amount as the contract?
It's listed in the contract, the
No, I mean, the peanut